Hey guys, my name is Danish and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to talk about all the records that have been broken and the records that will be broken soon, and going through the topsy-turvy of a 2020 season, but also one filled with a lot of records broken. So let's get right into the video. So with 11 victories for Lewis, 2 victories for Valtteri Bottas and Max Verstappen, and 2 new winners this season with Sergio Perez and Pierre Gasly, it has been a memorable season with a lot of highs and lows and a lot of records that were broken this year. It's probably going to be another record breaking year next year as well, but we have to wait and see for that. So I'll start off with all the records that have already been broken this year. So the total number of wins from a single constructor was Ferrari at the top as always, with McLaren trailing behind them, and it was Williams with 114 victories, but now Mercedes is at 115, so they have broken the top 3 in terms of most number of wins. And also the most consecutive number of wins at the same Grand Prix has also been taken by Mercedes this year, with 7 wins in Russia, including 2020 and probably 2021, which will make them a lot higher than other teams. Now this is an interesting topic, with the story that we have always loved and grew up with was Ferrari's consecutive titles and Michael Schumacher's number 7, but Mercedes beat them with 7 consecutive World Drivers' Championships with Nico Rosberg and Lewis Hamilton from 2014 all the way to 2020, and I don't think this winning streak will going to end anytime soon, and they're going to probably win in 2021 as well, but 2022 is a bit more open, so let's see what that happens there. Now getting into a bit of the oldies of the sport, the total number of entries was previously held by Rubens Barrichello for 323 race entries, which was broken this year by Kimi Raikkonen, and he currently has 332 race entries. Kimi Raikkonen is 40 years old, guys, and also Kimi broke the same record for total starts as well, which was also held by Rubens. So total number of entries, total number of starts, you get the point. So the biggest achievement in this year was the changing of the throne from total wins from Michael Schumacher to Lewis Hamilton, and this was a bit more of an emotional thing because Michael could not be here to witness this. It was an emotional moment where Mick Schumacher, his son, gave a race-worn helmet to Lewis Hamilton after he got the 91st win. That was a bittersweet moment because we saw Lewis aiming at heights and always reaching them and always pushing even more and more, but also with not having Michael in the sport anytime soon is a bummer. But the Schumacher name lives on with Mick Schumacher coming to Haas for next year, and I'm gonna make a whole another video of all the topsy-turvy seat changes of F1 that happened this year, so get subscribed to my channel and stay tuned for more of my content. Another record that was not the biggest thing that people wanted to hold was most races entered before getting a win. So this was 190 races for Sergio Perez, and it was a long ways coming, but it came and it showed that he had this drive in him and showed his talents, and we're gonna see more of him next year fighting for podiums and the World Drivers' Championship if possible. So talking about the Drivers' Championship, we have Lewis Hamilton matching Michael Schumacher for most wins at the same Grand Prix, with Michael doing it at the French Grand Prix from 94 to 2006, and this time Lewis has done it in the Hungarian Grand Prix from 2007 to 2020. So he has matched Schumacher here, and he would probably exceed Schumacher next year as well. So this is something that I will have to keep an eye on and jot down and mention in that race video as well, which is coming next season, which is more than 90 days away. So much waiting. Even the total number of podium positions was held by Michael Schumacher at 155 podiums that he had in his entire career, was also beaten by Lewis this year with 165 podiums. You have to remember, Lewis had 11 victories this year, so it was an easy overtake for him to do on Schumacher, and he's at the top of the charts as well. Total race finishes in the points, 229 for Lewis and Michael Schumacher at 221. Most different Grand Prix won, so different tracks. He have one at each different track. That was also Lewis Hamilton. Most wins with the same constructor, so this is with Mercedes. 74 most races won at a home Grand Prix. So this is the British Grand Prix, which you might have remembered with the final lap shenanigans with the tire blowing out this year, which was quite entertaining and quite sad for a battery, I guess. But yeah, he has 7 wins at the British Grand Prix, so that is also something of a feat to hold on to. So other noteworthy records that are probably going to be beaten next year. So I'll start off these records with total pole positions. This is Mercedes at 126 pole positions and sitting in 4th place behind Ferrari at 228 at the top, McLaren at 155 and Williams at 128. So 2 shy of the Williams for total pole positions, which probably will be beaten in the first quarter of next year. Total 1-2 qualifying results. So this is the front row lockout from the same team. So Ferrari is at 80 and Mercedes is at 78. Again, just 2 shy. That'll probably be broken and given the top spot. Total championships. Mercedes is at 7, matching Lotus at 4th position. McLaren is at 8, Williams at 9, Ferrari at 16, which is probably going to take a lot of time. But next year, matching McLaren is quite possible. Most consecutive wins in the same Grand Prix. So this is a possibility with the Spanish Grand Prix for Lewis because he has 4 consecutive wins there. So if he gets one more, he will match the great Ayrton Senna for 5 consecutive wins in the same Grand Prix. Most consecutive seasons with at least 1 Grand Prix win. So Lewis has been having this streak even through his McLaren years. Lewis is 1 shy of Michael Schumacher at 14 and he'll match 15 next year and probably surpass as well if he doesn't retire. So let's hope he doesn't retire anytime soon. But yeah, most consecutive pole positions in the same Grand Prix. So Lewis is at 6 for the Australian Grand Prix, but do we count it as a 2020 failure and not count it and just skip to 2021 and have it as a consecutive races in that country? I don't know. Let me know in the comments if you think that will be acceptable. Most laps led total. So this is also an easy one because Schumacher is at 5,111 laps led and Lewis is at 5,099. So about 12 laps behind Schumacher. So that's probably going to beat next year and also put him at the top of the charts again. Talking about the pole, the win, the fastest lap and all the laps led. So this is called the Grand Slam. Lewis is at 6 Grand Slams right now and behind the great Jim Clark who is at 8. So 2 Grand Slams in a year. I doubt he can do it, but here's to hoping he at least gets one. Max Verstappen was up for a Grand Slam in the last race of this year, but Daniel Ricciardo took that away by taking the fastest lap on the last lap. So this close, but yeah, no dice. Most consecutive championships. Lewis Hamilton at 4 from 2017 to 2020. If he gets one more, he'll match Michael Schumacher for 5. Lewis winning an 8th title. Damn, the reality is setting in and it's a bit of a difficult pill to swallow. And the final record that might be beaten next year is most point finishes with the same constructor, with Lewis and Michael having 116. That's a lot of talk about Lewis and all the records that have been broken by him, but he gets a lot of unnecessary flack for this because he is a bit flashy and a bit bold when he talks. So I guess that's a trait the Formula 1 championship should have, to be ruthless, to talk his mind, because if they don't talk about on the racetrack to their engineers, it just creates a better rapport and a clearer understanding of everything that's going on and also keeps the morale high. And also if you're looking down at Valtteri Bottas, he was a winner through his junior championships and also pretty good in Williams as well. So just comparing him to Lewis, where Lewis stomps on him every race where he gets the chance, just shows how much more effort and how much more tenacity Lewis has. This is a complaint that I've heard a lot, that the directors just put a lot of Lewis's radios, but that's just that much. He talks about the vehicle and all his doubts and he asks about them. He just doesn't follow orders blindly. I don't get the flag that Lewis is getting, but I am a Lewis fan, but I'm not a fanboy, I guess. I'm a fan of Mercedes. Let's not get into the fan and fanboying and just enjoy the sport. Let's have fun. Let's look at all these achievements. And you heard the Schumacher interview many times, right? That he doesn't care for these records and these records are meant to be broken. So hold on to that sentiment that Michael had and just enjoy it, guys. So that's been it for this video. So I just wanted to touch through all the records that have been broken and will be broken. And so I think that's it for this video. Hope you like this video. Give this video a like if you liked it. Comment down below if I missed anything. Get subscribed to my channel. Follow me on my social media channels and stay home. Stay safe. I'm gonna see you guys in the next one. Peace.